Friendship is magic. Is the meaning of life friendship, and therefore magic? How can freedom be the meaning of life? That is true. That is true. Now, for those wondering what I'm doing, we haven't really started yet. I'm just fixing some UVs for a different thing. We'll actually start in like a couple of minutes. By reading the book from Hillary Clinton. That's how I become a strong, independent woman. I've been told. So There's one thing I've learned from watching Dr. House, and that is that everybody lies anyway, so might as well. I would never say that. I'm too scared what might happen, so. So, again, fuck me. Oh, this is so annoying. Every fucking time. Which one is it? I don't know. So, can you guys hear me okay? If it's from Dead Space 4, then it's just by accident, to be honest. I just thought it was pretty cool, so I might as well do something like this. Um, for, for those who don't know, this is Substance Painter. Um, and I've got my normal map from ZBrush, which I extracted from the high poly mesh. I exported the high poly mesh into Maya, changed the mesh, changed the UV, fixed the UV, re-imported it back into ZBrush, and extracted the normal map. I projected the high poly map, high poly scope on the low poly mesh, and then extracted the normal map from it, and then exported it into a normal map. The reason I didn't do this in the stream, because it can be a little bit of a bitch sometimes, where you can spend like half an hour just trying to figure out the correct settings. So I just did it for you, so you don't have to watch me spend half a fucking year clicking on stuff and waiting for ZBrush to actually extract a map. It's turned out pretty okay, the normal map. Pretty high detailed. I'm quite pleased with that, even though it's a 4K map, but you know, it's good enough. So the whole point of today is we're gonna texture this bad boy over here and see my process, how I texture stuff. It's pretty much trial and error. I don't really open up Substance Painter with an idea. Well, I've got a basic idea, but I don't have a plan, like a plan of attack or whatever. I just figure out whatever looks good, and I go with the flow pretty much. So we're gonna start off by figuring out the base color scheme. That's my bane of my existence, to be honest. I can spend like 2 days just trying to figure out a proper color scheme for a character or a house, for example. A little bit annoying, so let's hope that today doesn't take 2 days, but like we can do it pretty fast. We'll just see what it turned out. But first, I'm just gonna start off with the baking of textures. Oh, let's just do that first. And then we're gonna start with the actual skin of the character, and see if we can find a nice color scheme that we all agree that is pretty good. Well, at least I agree, because it's my model, so fuck you. What I think will work. I've got some custom substances in Substance Painter that you can download for free if you want to as well. On Substance Share, you just need to log in. So I'm just gonna start off with a simple skin, probably human skin, and see if you can find a good solid color. I'm just gonna mask it real fast because we don't need anything else but the character. Okay, there we go. So since he's dead, you know, I kind of wanted like a grayish color scheme, probably towards the gray, so it actually feels dead. So low saturation, pretty much. This is the base color anyway, so let's try turn off everything else for a second. Maybe a little bit towards the blue. A little bit darker. Let's add this one again. Let's do. No, it doesn't work. Let's do the dots. Let's turn this one a little bit down. So this is just the base color that we're aiming for. Nothing, no details yet. I just want to see like, does he look dead or does he look alive at this stage? So I kind of want to make it feel deadish. So we're just gonna try to figure out the right colors that we want to use. Make it a little bit darker actually here. Okay, let's turn off the dots. I kind of like this one. Let's see what else is causing that noise. This one, turn it off. So it's just figuring out which one we actually prefer. Yeah, let's do this one a little bit less. Nah, that feels pretty dead. Okay. So I also got this custom substance, zombie mutant skin. Looks pretty awesome, if you ask me. Like super disgusting. It's perfect. I need to increase this one. So you also even got those boils in there and those pestilence. I'm just trying to find a proper scale. This looks fucked up. I love it. Same thing here. We just want to have the actual skin of the character, and that's it. I don't really like the color though, so I'm just going to turn off the color itself, or maybe set it to something else. Let's see what we can do. That's even worse. That's even worse. Maybe let's first see the parameters we can change. Let's go for a custom color. I don't like this one anyway. Let's make it white so we can ignore it. Screen. Hopefully. That is disgusting. Awesome. Okay. Get rid of the height. It's way too much. Oh, this looks pretty cool. I like this. It's disgusting. Okay, let's make it a little bit more less shiny. So skin roughness. Let's increase it. Should be a little bit shiny, not like shiny like he's alive. So let's kind of check it actually. It's pretty good. Okay, let's just start doing some basic colorization. So what you usually see is that some parts of the body or skin in general are a little bit lighter than the rest due to exposure of the sun. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make this couple of spots a little bit lighter. I'm going to turn on symmetry actually because I'm lazy. So and then we can actually start painting some small parts where the skin is a little bit more exposed. Just going to do it rough. I don't care really about the density yet of the actual paint job. So the nose also always gets a really high exposure. Same for cheekbones. I'm just gonna go real rough. Same for chin, always gets a little bit more. Here again, you don't care. Now it looks like he's wearing sunscreen, but yeah, you get the idea. So the clavicle could use a little bit more. Gets exposed quite a lot. Same for the chest itself. Might as well do something here as well. Shoulder area will be kind of cool as well if you have a little bit more here. There we go. Maybe the neck muscle. A little bit of exposure. There we go. If you're like, what the fuck is he doing? Well, it's very simple. We're just going to lower down the opacity and I'm going to blur it into oblivion. So let's do it right now. So I'm going to add a filter to it. And it's called blur. Shockingly enough. Gonna blur it a little bit. Let's turn this to linear dodge. Super low opacity, but it's still visible. Base color. You can see it actually works, but subtle. Right, that's exactly what we want to have anyway. Okay, let's go one higher. We're gonna go with parts where the sun doesn't shine. So let's make it a really dark color. So usually the eye sockets, for example, eye sockets tend to be darker. Also helps with the actual overall mood. A little bit more nostrils, maybe like the low part of the chin. It goes well. Make the entire neckline here. You can also help with a little bit more like detailing. So maybe like here, for example, I'm just gonna add again a very sharp line I don't care about opacity at all. Here as well, probably. Maybe some here as well. Okay, let's see. The edges of the belly look kind of cool as well here. Again, this is just a simple block out, pretty much, of the color scheme that you want to have. Do it here as well, actually. You try it back, let's make it a little bit darker. Okay, I'm gonna add the black mask again, get to just the body itself, and then I'm going to just blur it again into oblivion. And I turn this off because the only thing I actually want to blur is the color and not the normal map. For example, I just want to blur the color and that's it. So I'm going to blur it. In this case I'm going to set the multiply down because it's darker color. Multiply, that one. And again, same thing here, just lower down the opacity. So you get these really subtle color differentiations in there, which is exactly what I kind of want to have anyway. So let's get the actual color scheme. As you can see here, nice contrast here. It's solid contrast, but there is contrast, exactly what I want to have. So maybe here, let's go back to this layer again and maybe add some little bit more on, for example, the biceps. And the cool thing is by using the blur filter itself, the second you paint, it blurs it by default. This can be really straining on the well, graphics card, but fuck it. It just works really well. So same thing here on the biceps, maybe the forearm here, really cool as well. Joey, that's a that's a substance that you can download from Substance Share. It's free, so I might as well grab it. I can, one second, I'll paste a link in the chat. So Substance Share. There you go, that one. Let's make the mouth a little bit more creepy, a little bit more stand out. So I'm gonna grab a darker color again. I just want to give it some, yeah, almost a form of lipstick. Well, not really, but yeah, you get the idea. Just want to have the mouth stand out, part of the rest. Okay, let's make it a little bit tighter. Especially on this part over here, you kind of want to have it a little bit more. Oh, too much. Stretched out, there you go. And again, let's also do the inside of the mouth. Oh, that looks awful. Okay. Looks weird, but that's the whole point. Again, we're gonna blur it a little bit in this case. Teeny weeny blur. So it just fades out around the edges like this, and again we set to multiply and lower. There we go. I just want to be visible, like there's a small line around it, and not like lipstick-ish like, but subtle, right? Subtle. Okay. So let's leave this for now for a second and actually focus on the rest. I'm gonna create a folder. I'm gonna call this body. And let's grab a new one, and let's grab the legs. Let's make that black, but what kind of color? Maybe skin flutter. Legs. Let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's make it black-ish. And it looks actually pretty cool. Like this again, we're gonna add the mask. Well, it's starting to look pretty okay already, to be honest. Oh. I'm still in doubt about these things over here. I might add hairy legs, yes, but that will be done in Maya. I might do it. I'm thinking about it because that would be pretty sick actually. Like a couple of hairs sticking out, that would be pretty sexy. Okay. Let's do. Again, make a group. Let's call these legs. Let's create the base of the rest as well. So the pants, of course, will be leather, obviously. I think we have a decent leather one here somewhere. No. With this one. Oh, leather pants. No, that looks awful. That looks really bad. That's bad. Nah. How about this one? That's even holy shit, that looks ugly. No. This looks more like an S&M lady than actual leather. So let's see if we've got something here. Leather bag, maybe. That could work, I suppose. See, now you see how long I spent. It is still pretty going fast, but I've had days, I've had characters that I spent like 2 days just figuring out the base color. It's really annoying. Oh, it's bad. Still the best one, but let's actually bake the textures first. Come on. Yeah, this one's pretty. I'd say this one's the best, so let's leave it for now. Let's move back to the actual body. I think about making these things look like bones, like yellow bone-ish color. That would be cool, I suppose, maybe. So let's grab the bone stylized. Might have tweaked the color though, but let's check it first. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. Maybe it's just too saturated right now. So let's see. But then again, if you push it towards the black, you get a really low contrast texture. Is also not the kind of point. Well, I selected by. I can show you, right? So when you add the mask here, and you have this one over here, you can actually set it by UV island. In this case, in Maya, I checked this. These are my UV islands, so I can select them really fast by just clicking on this one over here. And you can see here, these are my UV islands. That's the benefit of doing it properly. I did the base UV map in ZBrush, and then exported it into Maya and fixed it. Because ZBrush doesn't do it perfectly at all, but it gives you a good base to start with. So in this case, you can see that that's how I select them so fast. And this looks pretty okay for this one. Okay, let's give it a little more depth. Let's do the flat entire texture. So I'm gonna cheat. It's really common, but I mean everybody does it. So I'm gonna add the inclusion map that I baked. So I'm gonna add. I think it's this one. It is. Just gonna add it as a fill layer and then multiply it so you get this really nice. Get a little bit more depth in the texture, a little bit more depth in the entire character itself. So it's worked pretty well. I'm gonna save it real quick. This probably gonna be best name, Spider Zombie. Okay. I kinda like this base setup. Is not done yet, not at all, but it's a good start. So let's also do the eyes actually. And let's grab a very shiny material on this one. Let's make the eyes black. Okay, so this is just clicking pretty much, right? You just click the entire process. It's not really that complicated. So let's get into some texturing. Let's focus on the fingers. I kind of want it like super creepy and super black. I'm gonna color and roughness and material. So I want to make like super not rough, super metallic, and then I'm gonna go for black. I want it to be shiny, to be honest. So it looks like something that would actually kill you. And again, we're gonna blur it in a little bit as well. So right now you can see there's very harsh lines where the texturing stuff, which is fine, but this might actually cause some issues. Crap. Oh, what if? It's being very rough again because you can just mask it out by using the UVs. I'm not really that bothered about it. Okay, maybe it's a little bit too shiny. Let's like new dodge. This one. Yeah, that's better. Okay. The same thing, you're gonna add a black mask, so we only get the actual character itself that gets selected and not the legs. It's very cheap, very fast. I use it all the time, to be honest. Okay, so let's go to the actual hand again. So I'm gonna go to my body again, and the one that oh god, this one here. Let's add this. Highlights. So I kind of want to have the palm of the back of the hand, palm of the hand. Also, it's a little bit brighter than anything else. We're gonna do the same thing here actually. So I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter. Roughness metallic turned off. Just a smidge, that you can actually see that the hand gets a little bit more exposure to the elements than everything else. Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. So I want to have like the eyes feel like they're dead. So I'm gonna add a quick blue, like really dark blue around the eyes, the lower eyelids mostly, and like here. A little bit top here as well. Again, we're just gonna blur it in a bit. So I'm not too worried about if I'm painting like correctly and within the lines. I'm just gonna go nuts pretty much. Like a little bit more, a little bit less. Okay. Now multiply. Ooh, that looks nasty. How is here? So it's just painting the parts that get less exposure towards the parts that get more exposure. So if it gets more exposure, it's a little bit lighter usual. If it doesn't get that much exposure, it's darker. So I'm gonna also fill up the cheeks here a little bit. No. Actually put, oh. Same thing here for cheeks. I'm gonna make a little bit darker than the rest. It also feels a little bit more dead. There we go. Again, blur it into oblivion. Too much. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So as you can see here, the legs are really boring right now. We're gonna go dirty on this, so I'm gonna make a new layer and we're gonna go add a generator. I'm gonna add dirt. It's a very simple track that quickly adds like these nice high frequency noise what you're aiming for. So I mean, this looks really bad, but it's actually kind of what we want anyway. So let's gonna turn it on invert, triplanar, maybe a little bit less contrast. Okay, and then we're going to multiply it. I just want to get like this, so it breaks up the, right now it looks very flat here, right? The colors is just like noise. I want to have something that breaks it up. So that's why I'm going to add the noise on the legs, just the legs for now. Just to break up the symmetry and the repetition that the legs had so far. Maybe we want to make the tip a little bit lighter of the legs actually, that would be kind of cool. So I'm going to go to the legs. I'm going to add a new layer here. Let's go for like a soft grayish color. Big ass brush. Maybe one lighter even. Again, just to break up the color scheme that we had so far, because it was flat. Oh, that looks pretty good. I like this, to be honest. Okay, we're gonna add some dirt to the body, just gently. So we add a generator here. I'm gonna add dirt. Again, we're gonna invert the selection. We're gonna lower the level or lower down the contrast. Actually, up the contrast. You just want to have like the dirt in the creases and not necessarily of the entire body. So we're gonna add it like here and like where the neck meets the chest, for example, that sort of stuff. Again, we're gonna multiply it and see what it looks like. Would actually work. That looks pretty good. So it's just to create like these creases. That looks pretty good. Okay. I also kind of want to have the belly to have like a different color, I suppose, like spider, like actual spider. Let's make it a little bit more towards the black. Let's see what we can do here. Let's also paint the roughness and metallic, so let's make it super rough. Shall make it super shiny. Sure. No. No. That's better. That's better. I like that. I like that. Set off symmetry for a second. Again, it's just to create like a difference in color instead of like because it should be black, but more like to create a contrast between the shapes of the body. Okay, let's go a little bit more exact. I kind of want to give these a little bit different color, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Like here, same for this. Then I'm gonna add a lighter color again on these parts over here. So I'm gonna turn off the roughness to metallic and create this very light color in this case, almost white. See if this one works. Otherwise, we're gonna make a new layer for this. But yeah, new layer. Like this. So same thing here. The reason I'm mostly doing this is because I kind of want to feel that the parts where the legs got ripped out of his body, that it feels like a different part of his body, that it feels like a different, well, new like skin mesh, whatever. So I kind of want to emphasize this a little bit more, add a little bit more contrast, a little bit more lighter color over it, so it feels like a different part and not necessarily like the same thing. Okay, oh, I fuck it up. There you go. Okay, again I'm gonna blur it because I kind of want to be subtle, not like over top visible. So a small blur, and maybe a little bit more actually. 0.7, and set it to screen. That's great. Oh, like that. Okay, let's go back to the highlights. Also add it to the feet because they also get more exposure. There we go. Actually, I'm not quite sure about the belly though. I kind of like it and don't like it at the same time. Maybe a little bit more subtle. Yeah, looks a little bit better. Okay. Again, I'm gonna add some more noise, more dirt, more overall dirt, and not necessarily in the crevices, but in the actual dirt itself. Let's add this. Let's invert this. Just dirt. Let's go to the edge masking. I don't want that. See what else we can do. Just want it to be dirty, to be honest. Let's turn off any occlusion. No. Curvature, there we go. So this is just dirt. I kind of want that. Okay, let's up the contrast so we get a little bit more white. Multiply. Oh, he looks like he's been through hell and back. And let's even more contrast. That's better. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's do something to the pants because they're really boring right now. So the pants are just not that complicated texture, to be honest. It's just dirt. Just add some dirt on it. It's pretty much done. So exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add generator again. I'm gonna add dirt. Invert. Let's add even more dirt here. There we go. Actually, let's also add it to the roughness and metallic. Why not? Or maybe not roughness. Yeah. Actually, let's go for roughness. Linear dodge. There we go. I just want to break up the boring highlights, and you can do it by adding more and more high frequency noise in both roughness and telegraph. Okay, let's go back to the actual body, because his eyes look pretty boring. These ones. Okay, and again, I'm going to pick a dark color. Just going to emphasize on the actual eyes itself by just adding a border around them. It's darker, so you will see them. And again, I'm just going to blur it in a little bit, so it might look weird, but I'm just going to blur it. Same here. Add a little bit more. This. Maybe here as well. Maybe here in the middle. No, it's too much. There we go. Again, multiply it. It might look weird right now. Oh, wrong one. Okay, and again, small, soft blur. It's way too much. That's not enough. That's pretty good. And then let's keep in mind the sketch will be like this big on screen, like this. So I'm not going to add too much detail to it, because you will never see it anyway. But I might actually add a little bit more here on the forehead, because you will see that. A little bit darker here. A little more highlights here on the cheek bones. Actually, this should be, oh god, I should rename my layers. And this is why you name your layers. I suck at it. Probably this one. Who's lonely? Slightly wolfy. Fuck. I know. Oh, it froze. I think the stream froze. I think it really froze. Oh well. Still working? Nope. Ah, and we're back. I think it froze the stream, but okay. That's going really weird. So let's add a texture. Some gore. Let's see which one do we need to pick. Overlay. Gore is always good for any character, so let's add some more. There we go. Overlay. Or else. Who does not do it? Nope. Nope. That's really not one. Oh, there it is. Nice. Okay, let's add some blood here as well, like here. Where that? Oh. The legs popped out of his body. You might as well add some gore here as well. Why not? There we go. Where else? Maybe here. No, I don't like that one. Let's do it here. Maybe something on his hands would be cool as well. Like a smidge. And maybe on his legs. A couple of them. Doesn't work, of course, because we have a mask. Yeah, that's actually a good suggestion. I might actually do that. See if someone's actually interested in it. Because it does sound like fun, though. I have to say, it does really sound like fun. We'll put a post somewhere and see if some people are actually interested in it. Because that sounds like fun. No, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Okay, let's see if we can do some more tricks. Let's add the curvature map here. This one. And we're gonna add levels. Now we're gonna invert it. Screen it. Blur it. This is like the hand painted texture feel. It's super dirty, but usually it works really well. You just have to be like careful where you place the edges here. In this case, I think this is even worse. Let's have a look. Do the other way around. Like a little bit of hand painting feeling to it. No, it's actually a cool idea. It's a very cool idea, Slavy, sorry. It's a very cool idea. I will definitely keep that in mind, and I will definitely put a post on there. I see people are actually interested in working along. That it sounds like fun. So we'll definitely do that. Okay. So also for future reference, for those who are wondering how to export this properly, I see people export this like completely wrong all the fucking time. They do it, it's pretty annoying. So I'm gonna show you how to properly do it. I never use Unity 5 standard metallic export settings. They don't work properly. So I just go for the document channels no map, no alpha, because I don't care about the alpha, and then you export it yourself, and then in Photoshop you put the roughness map in the alpha channel of the metallic map. Otherwise it will not look the same in Unity or whatever. So I'm just gonna quickly export it and see how I do it, and then I'll show you how it looks in the actual game that I've been working on. So I'm gonna export them all. Might take a while. There we go. Don't look at the folder structure. I'm so sorry. So you got these basic ones here. So you got the default color, null map, height map. I'm not going to use height map anyway. I might as well delete it straight away. I'm not going to use any. I can't use any inclusion. So I'm going to open the roughness and metallic map. I want to open it up Photoshop. I'm going to show you what I mean and how to actually do it properly instead of wrong, because it is super annoying. It actually opens Photoshop. Cool, that is super tiny. Okay. Also do these are the pens. Okay. First thing though, Unity does not support gray colors. You need to convert it to RGB. And then you grab the alpha, you grab the metallic map, or roughness map, sorry, put it in the alpha channel of the metallic. Done. That's it, literally that is it. But you need to make sure that you actually do it right, otherwise it's not going to work. So in this case, save it as, I'm going to save it as PSD, otherwise it doesn't work either. So in this case I'm going to call this MS, or metallic smoothness, roughness, whatever. Also, quick point, Unity uses smoothness, SimSpace uses roughness, so what you need to do is invert it, so just Ctrl I it and invert your roughness map. Unity does not do it for you, at least it didn't, so but for now that's like this. Done. Save it, delete these two so you don't use them again by accident. Also make sure that the inclusion map is also don't place inclusion map also needs to be RGB. It's not, it's grayscale, so I'll convert it to RGB and save it. It will increase the file size dramatically, but that's fine. Okay, same thing here, so I'm gonna delete the OpenGL one. Probably, yeah, let's save it for now. Metallic, roughness and inclusion. Nope, I just copied them. Get it in there, so inclusion should be RGB again, otherwise you can't import it. Same thing here, metallic RGB, and import that roughness map into the alpha channel of your metallic map, invert it, save it as PSD. Done. That's it, but you need to do it right, otherwise it doesn't work. Let's close these. Okay, let's go up Unity. So this is my Unity scene. Hope you can see it. Okay. Okay, let's import it. I'm just gonna go to my enemies. It's gonna be ranged enemies. I'm gonna create a folder here on my caps. So spider zombie. Import the actual FBX. This is just a test. This is not the final one. I just want to see what it looks like. Import it. Probably really tiny. Oh, I see that's not okay. So this is what it looks like in game. Weird. Okay, let's import the textures. So we want to get this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh, height needs to be gone. What's the text? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna move exit a little bit further here. Okay, this should be the body. There it is. Then we have, I guess this is the metallic smoothness. It is. Then you get the normal. I'm gonna go for this one. Okay. Saving for the pants. This one probably. Okay, an empty occlusion. Oh, I deleted it. Oh, I deleted it. Oops. Oh, don't need it. Okay. See what it looks like when we play the game. But if it is loading Unity, so it might take a while. Yeah, it is a pretty long guide, I know. But people should know it, hopefully. Let's wait for Unity. Oh, that's annoying. It's loading. Still loading. That looks pretty good though. Grab a different HDR. Cool. This is pretty important though, they check it in multiple HDRs. Because it can't look good in one environment but look like complete other shit in another one, so. Yeah, this looks pretty good though. It feels nice and moist in certain regions. Now if Unity would actually work, I can actually show you in-game, that'd be nice. Oh, and there we go. Okay, I'm gonna grab the viewport. Should be bigger. Doesn't look threatening at all, to be honest. Crap. Okay. Let's make it bigger. I made it bigger. See what it looks like now. And then we're gonna call it a day. Oh, this big. Oh, this works, but I think I feel it's just I'm gonna have to see what it looks like in an animation anyway. So, well, for those who are wondering, this is the new improved level design toolkit. We actually now have dialogue, so no, it actually works. And you can't kill them. Kill enemies. Yeah, it is too big. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna work on it. Next time I'm probably gonna do the rigging of it. So I might just blow up the entire legs, make the legs a little bit bigger, because right now it just feels very, I don't know, sad almost. Yeah, we'll see. So probably again Thank you. It's actually not online yet though, but yeah, it will be soon. So next week probably rigging, but we'll see. I'll put it on Facebook again for those from Saxon. So for the meantime, have a nice evening, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, ciao.